Hello and welcome to study Early Childhood Education Curriculum. I'm Sajivani Vanderkoon. Topic 5, Classroom Design and Organization. Let's look at the learning outcomes. Design appropriate early childhood classroom that meet young children's developmental needs. Discuss the principles in designing the classroom in an early childhood setting. Plan the classroom environment to meet the developmental needs of young children. According to the introduction, a well-managed classroom provides an environment in which teaching and learning of both children and teachers can flourish. According to Colbert, 1996, also mentioned that the organization of classroom materials can influence the way early childhood teachers guide their students' development, set the benchmark for student engagement. The best way to organize a classroom is by designing it in such a way where the classroom allows for experiences like reading, writing, listening, numeracy, science and technology, dramatic play, art, block and group discussions. All of these learning areas need to be balanced when planning the physical space in an early childhood classroom. Teachers also can add some personal touches to the classroom by adding some plants, small pillows for reading, carpet or an art piece or reflect your teaching style. Principles in designing and organizing classroom for early childhood education. Well, a classroom design in early childhood education should have different areas for students to learn and experience different kinds of skills. Teachers must accommodate these learning areas for children to move independently and use them in the area for effective learning. So as long as a classroom environment allows for children participation, observation, touching, questioning, thinking and reasoning, with the child's level, this means that the classroom is conducive enough. So let's look at appropriate equipment and materials. Kaplan Early Learning Company 2010 and Colbert 1906 speak of the core principles that are to be taken into consideration when organizing a classroom for early childhood education to be more effective. So they are appropriate equipment and materials. The teacher needs to ensure that the students' different areas in the classroom have the appropriate equipment and materials. So each of the classroom, be it numeracy, language, science, likewise should have its subject material arranged in order fashion. So all of these items are present in the language room. Thus the teacher does not have to search for the items, which may take time and cause the children to disrupt. Let's look at the organized and uncluttered classroom. So classroom for early childhood education have to be neat and organized so that both the teacher and the students can optimize the usage of these items. When a classroom is organized in uncluttered, items can be found easily. The classroom looks presentable and everyone is comfortable. All the materials should also be arranged so that the children can easily access them. So culturally accepted. Culturally accepted classroom may reflect students' own culture so that they can become more interested and engaged since it is something that they would be familiar with. So children can also bring materials from home to share their culture and family experiences. This broadens children's diversity. It broadens the children's diversity, and the teacher makes sure that this culturally accepted and does not involve any kind of sensitive issues like religion or politics. Consider the traffic flow. Teachers need to consider the number of students and flow to hit them with a classroom area. Planning into advance and teaching children. The teachers show how to enter and exit from the classroom in an orderly fashion to prevent traffic flow. The teacher also arranges the classroom furniture and how to queue up before entering the class, another class. The teacher can plan among them to see which area they want to use it at certain times to avoid clashes. Let's look at the differentiating classroom areas. Children love to learn and play in different types of environments. So therefore, it's important for a child to know how to distinguish the right classroom area. So this can be done by using furniture to identify the different areas in a classroom, such as music, science, language, art, block, material, numerals, and others. Example, in reading spaces, there should be furnishings such as pillows, rugs, and a bookshelf to create the right mood for reading comfortably. So classroom must be neat, clean, and careful. So classroom must be neat, clean, and cheerful, conducive for learning, playing, and doing all sorts of activities. Besides having the proper material furnishing, the classroom should also be neat, clean, and cheerful. So all of the items on display, especially the stationery, should be put in storage materials. The proper use of color can define a space, create a certain mood, and stimulate a child mind. Posters, charts, and art pictures, as well as adding colorful objects like boxes, pillow, and tables. Children are attracted to vibrant colors. Encourage children to keep the room orderly. The classroom is meant for everyone. So students should be encouraged to keep the room orderly as well. Not only does it promote positive outcomes among children, but also help them to learn about discipline, values, and the need to function proficiently in community. So students can keep the room orderly by always keeping the things they take back as its place. So teachers can also give them responsibility like setting the table or cleaning up the dishes after meal time. Let's look at the supervise all areas of the room. Right, children are known to be active and playful. So which is the teacher should be supervised all areas of the room, prevent any kinds of accident from happening. So besides supervising, teachers can also observe the students' behavior easily to see how they have improved their social skills, oral skills, and others. Let me talk to you about the storage equipment. Equipment like baskets, bins, and drawers should be used to keep it that way. The storages can also be labeled at children's eye level. Small items could cause choking hazards, should kept away from child's reach. Daily equipments like stationery and exercise books should be kept in display or storage for easy access. If you talk about the rotating areas and materials, children learn more effectively from different kinds of experiences. And this can be done by rotating the used areas and materials. So teachers should not use only one kind of material to teach, although it seems very interesting at first, but over time children can lose interest easily. Switching teaching materials not only excites children, but also help with their different motor skills and learning styles. For instance, instead of always counting in numeral areas using stackable toys, a teacher can bring students out to the garden to count flowers, rocks, and other things. Let's talk about the purpose and meaning. From listening, planning to organizing a classroom, every teacher requires a goal so that they find purpose and meaning. The classroom may look fancy, but it does not serve a purpose. It may hinder students from learning effectively, and teachers may find themselves lost. Well, a classroom will have purpose and meaning when teacher knows specifically what the area is going to be used for, and all of the items in the classroom either directly or indirectly help students to achieve their lessons goals. Even the positions of furniture should have purpose and meaning. Well, let's talk about the focal points to attract attention. Well, when children enter the classroom, well, there should be a distinct focal point which allows them to actively engage and participate in the relevant activities. There are some of the things which teacher can use as a focal point. Well, interactive learning centers, children's work, architectural element, items to be used in the lesson. For example, during art, teachers can make the paint brushes as a focal point by laying them out on the table to get a child's attention as soon as they enter the classroom. So arranging the environment with areas to meet developmental needs. There are several learning areas in a kindergarten where some of them remain the same throughout the year, while the other areas may change according to the child's and teacher's needs, according to Heysen and Beggar 2006. The amount of space for each area must be varied depending to the material use. For example, the block area needs to have a large area for children to move around the build structure materials in the class, and also added gradually as needed rather than to add on everything at once. Well, classroom layout. One of the best way to ensure a classroom is effectively managed is by drawing the classroom layout. When a teacher organizes the classroom layout, they can decide on the displays, the designate area of certain creative activity, and how to prepare materials for lessons so that the teacher can move smoothly from one activity to the next, according to Eliasson's and Tenkins in 1981. So drawing the classroom layout also helps the teacher to visualize which learning area requires improvisations and how it can be updated to more effective. So teachers may change the classroom layout to fit a certain lesson or to control the traffic flow of students. The changes do not have to be drastic. Teachers can also make small changes like adding furniture or changing the display to keep students' interest. So the following are the steps that can be taken to make your classroom layout. The first need to make list of movable furniture or items in your own classroom. Make sure you have some space for additional items which you may have missed. Teachers' desk and chair, students' desk and chairs, computer, bookshelf and cabinet. So projector, small whiteboard. So make a rough sketch for your classroom. Make sure to shade off areas which it's according to the classroom space. If it is not rectangular, once the classroom space is drawn, you can include items which are not removable. Next is an example of how your sketch might look like. So you can look at, please take that each sketch is unique based on the space of your own classroom. Complete sketch of the classroom. You can see that door to the building, computer station, chalkboard, movable wall with chalkboards, bookcases beneath a wall window, sink water fountain, door outside. So cubes for codes, lunch, etc. You need to determine how each space in the classroom will be used. For example, you can use the space to make group discussions, reading, plays, or even to use the computer. Make sure you leave spaces for walkway to open areas for students to move around. Place students' tables and chairs according to how you want to interact with your students. If you want students to be able to discuss with each other in groups, the table should be placed in a U shape. Teachers should ensure that the tables and chairs do not take up too much space in the classroom until there is no room for other learning areas. So once the table and chairs are sketched, you can add on other furniture needed in the classroom, and you can see figure 5 point, a finished classroom sketch. While making the classroom plan, keep in mind the principles in designing and organizing classroom as well as different learning areas. An example of complete classroom sketch. Draw to the building, computer station, chalkboard. Okay, you can see movable ball with chalkboard, teacher desk, reading rug, sink water fountain, door outside, bookcase beneath a wall of window, cubes for coats, lunch and etc., group table, overhead cart, group table. Okay, importance of indoor and outdoor learning. Children try through discovery, relationships and experiment with a given environment. Curtis and Carter 2003 state that the child's development as a whole person happens in an early active learning environment. This is achieved through a holistic environment where a child high quality outdoor area integrates the social, emotional, physical, intellectual and spiritual aspects of learning according to OS 2000. Due to this reason, it's important for teachers to be able to adapt between indoor and outdoor learning environments so that the child can learn holistically. So the children learn through everything they experience, allowing them to use their body movements in many different ways for large muscle experience. So this can be achieved when the physical environment is safe with clear limits, when children can have access to both indoor and outdoor areas. So in an outdoor environment, you can bring students to initiate large muscle building activities such as digging, climbing, jumping, dancing, running and dramatic play. Well, as to the small muscle development activities can be activated by letting children participate in activities such as beading, building blocks, playing muscle instruments, puzzling and many others, using stationery and art supplies such as scissors, markers, pencil, paint brushes also help to strengthen the development of small muscles. A child's muscle movement can also be developed through housekeeping objects like using teapots for pouring, telephone for dialing, shoes to tie, spoon for mixing and many more. Based on the listed activities, teachers need to learn to be flexible with their indoor and outdoor environments to help enhance a child's learning and social interaction. Teachers' flexibility also helps in sustaining students' attention and interest when they are put to test. For example, instead of using a computer or flashcard to teach children about the natural ecosystem, teacher could bring students outside to a garden area, observe the growth of a plant in real life, and let them be involved in watering the plants or planting the seeds. So children spend all of their time learning indoors. They will not be able to explore spaces, test their abilities or make decisions beyond their boundaries according to OS 2000. So that's all for today, and good luck with your studies, and thank you so much.